This didn't work out very well.
Smashing that with a hammer.
Shut up, if this is it, I'm stupid.
I'm a genius.
Well, that didn't work. Be the stupidest design I've ever seen.
Just one wire.
Oh, is it?
Is that actually it?
I think so.
Got to be kidding me.
I'm not happy it's leaking everywhere.
What about now?
Does your car have brakes?
Oh, there it goes.
Of course it does. Do they look like this? Probably not. That's because I'm an idiot. As you may have guessed, I have a very scientific excuse as to why the brake lines look this disgusting, but we must first take a history lesson to 6 decades ago when your second favorite YouTuber was in town and I wanted to meet him. We started with a C5 Corvette and it was actually pretty nice. If you hate me for ruining it, it's okay. I still love you. Underneath the hood of this Corvette was a leaking ABS box. Apparently it's very common for them to leak. Good job, Chevy. They're also extremely expensive used, and so instead of going that route, we went to every auto parts store in the area, took every brake line they had in the size that we needed, looped them all together, resulting in what appears to be a spaghetti noodle salad. It was absolutely disgusting to look at, so it perfectly matched the rest of the car at the time. We had been up for 36 hours straight, so beauty was the last thing on our priority list, if you can't tell. We got things sorted, drove the Jeep to Bandimere, was able to talk to your second favorite YouTuber for about 4.5 minutes, which made me feel great. Now that the entire state of Colorado was out of Red Bull, I went home and slept for 6 days. Lucky for me, there's a man named Josh that owns Finishing Lines, and he specializes in custom hydraulic brake and clutch lines. This is his C5 Corvette ABS Delete Kit, and as you can tell just by looking at it, this stuff is top-notch. Everything is tested to 3,000 PSI, which led to my question, what does your foot typically produce in a braking system? To which he said about 1,000 PSI is the maximum you'll see, which means this stuff is tested to be strong enough to stop the Titanic from hitting an iceberg. A variety of colors are available. I gave him dealer's choice. This is the combo he sent. I'm pretty excited, so let's get started.
Now, before we install this piece of beauty in this box, lies a critical component that is new to me. You can see here, once upon a time, I tried to make clearance for a header by smashing that with a hammer. It doesn't work anymore. From eBay, it's supposed to be a brand new used one. Gosh, how many pieces of tree do you want in here? All right, okay, all right, that looks like a part. So I thought this was gonna be easy peasy. That looks impressively stupid to get to. Way unnecessarily held in place. You'll notice everything is out of here. And this whole assembly is loosey-goosey. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. I can get the rest of this out. So unfortunately for me, brake lines snake up through there, and they're underneath this cover. So I now have to take 782 7 mils off and get several pounds of dust in my eyes. It looks like Chevy literally used tinfoil as heat insulation. As you can tell, my fondness for Chevy is slowly decreasing. Last one. What on earth? Oh, there's one more and it's hidden, and now I got dust in my eye. What? Oh, the timing. You're too bright. Stop doing that to me. Oh, hello. Oh, this is gonna luckily, at least on this back part, we have access to these going right here. Oh, we're making such progress. Dip my shirt in brake fluid. You're currently an iPhone being balanced on a brake rotor, so I'm trying very hard not to bump you as to not screw up this magical shot of me unthreading threads. Master cylinder to prop valve. This is the prop valve. So this, we can adjust how much rear brake we want. It'll be nice temporarily for us as a line lock. I'm assuming we can just put this all the way down and do burnouts. The rear fittings, and then we go to this T, and then we have the 2 rear lines to go to each caliper. Up front, we've got this that goes to the master cylinder. T's off, and then these 2 go to the front. We've got some little grommets here to hang the brake lines. And these dudes. I'm gonna point this out quick because I'm already impressed. Okay, so I started threading this one into here, and I'm like, gosh dang it, these are the wrong sizes. These are separate, they're different threads, right? So he sent the correct thread for each one. If I had a brake line manufacturing company, I wouldn't have thought about that, and he did. You could see those are really coarse threads, and those are really fine. So already impressed, already top-notch delivery here with the finishing lines ABS delete kit. "36 of these bolts seems unnecessary. Yes, I counted to hold up basically a thick piece of hardened cardboard, but whatever. Yet again, I'm not an engineer. Now, Josh, the mastermind at Finishing Lines, told me that these lines are pretty resistant to heat, and he actually had a couple morons rest their brake lines on their exhaust, and it was totally fine. However, I'm a paranoid mother hen, and so I took the liberty of heat wrapping this portion of the brake line. Even though we seem to have plenty of clearance, now we can rest assured that we will be safe. Pretty cool. I saw this on Instagram. If you spray paint something and tell everyone that it's powder coat, they'll believe it's powder coat. So I powder coated this today so it won't rust. Before we can officially mount where I want those, I feel like it's important to have this in place because it's obviously not. It looked like right here there used to be some kind of bushing inside there. I don't know where that went, but I found a hose, and so I cut the hose, and then I cut it again this way, and then I folded it on itself, shoved it in the hole. Now we have a little cushiony grommet thing that will snug this bolt real nice. You're learning all kinds of new things here on how to be a complete hack. This ain't going nowhere. Conveniently, the old ABS wiring that we no longer need because electronics are stupid left these nice little thingy bobs here that we were able to put the line through, and it looks like that's how it's supposed to be. Inside this box, there's a brand new oil cooler that we are going to use as a power steering cooler. Now, the nice folks on the internet that sold this to me gave me absolutely nothing to mount it to, and it appears there's absolutely nothing to be made to mount it to stuff. So I could spend hours and hours making some sort of configuration to mount it, or we can just So next we need approximately 2 inches of beautiful hose. And like most of you, I am fresh out of hose. Holy crap. What you got, what you got, what you got? Looks like a little more than 2 inches. Fine. Well, that didn't fit, so I found this thing. That's too big, so that didn't work. And then I found this guy. I cut the little piece off of this, thought it was gonna work. Where did it go? Right here. It kind of works, but it's kind of a weird little angle, so it kinks it. So I have to call the parts store. Hose from reservoir to pump for a 99 Corvette. It's manual. It's like a greenish gray color. What does that have to do with the... It has BMW wheels on it. I just need the... Yes, it has stock interior. I need the... No, I do not need spark plug grease for a power steering hose. I understand it's on sale. Yep. Nope, just the hose. That'd be okay. So you don't have it. Last resort. This should be filled with all kinds of stuff and things and doodads found in Jeep. So maybe shut your mouth hole. No way. This is what the picture looked like online. Shut up. If this is it, I'm stupid. Gosh, dang it. I'm a genius. This is why you keep a clean and organized shop.
You may proceed with your big competition. Such capabilities.
Do you guys see the problem? Can you guess that the problem was caused by me? I didn't test the clearance of that thingy that has to go up to here to make it go boom boom. That sucks an unspeakable amount of dick. That definitely didn't take me 4 hours, and I definitely didn't have to go buy these fancy spark plug wires to help clearance these two areas over here, because I did those perfectly. I don't know what you're talking about. It is becoming overwhelmingly apparent that when I did this, I did not take into account anything else other than what I was doing. As you could see, I heat wrapped this because I knew this was going to be close. I didn't realize it's touching so much so that back here where it's supposed to bolt to the engine to support the weight, it no longer bolts up because it's hitting too much. You think I would have test fitted that before I heat wrapped it. Even that would have been an advancement in our idiocy, but as you can tell, we are not progressing very much in that regard. Well, that didn't work.
We don't know the exact amount of power that we want to make yet, but we figured a 6-pound spring seemed like a good number because 6 is the amount of centuries it took us to finally get this thing to start. According to Google, 6 PSI should make anywhere from 100 to 2,000 horsepower. Let's take a moment to talk about Funk Motorsports because this is the nicest turbo blanket I've ever held. They have exhaust wrap, they have manifold blankets, they have hose protection, they have everything you need to make sure your hot parts stay to themselves and don't melt other things in your engine bay. This is top quality stuff, guys. I'm really excited to be working with them, and I'm very, very pleased with the quality of this product, and I cannot wait to put it to the test. So go check them out on Instagram, check them out online, because if you watch this channel, I promise you, you need their products. For the first time since World War II, we put gas in this thing. I went through the suspension, tightened everything up, put oil in it. Now we're checking for oil pressure.
Still nothing. Way better. Oil. It feels like it up here. I could feel it. Yeah. Why is that still? That's still flash or blue.
I want to see if the pump's off, see what's the voltage at.
Injectors, no, we don't have those.
Listen, where's your nuts? Never mind.
Okay, hang on there. Slowly roll there.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
We need fuel pump. Second. All right, 23.5-second merch plug. Here we go. Guys, we're spending money like crazy. We're trying to take this channel to a place it hasn't been. There's only so much my labor can do in that regard. For example, I cannot make a turbo. We're budgeting where we can. I no longer eat lunch. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Can't you tell? I know. It's disappointing. We have shirts in stock on the website. We have gloves in stock on the website.
Medium, large, extra large.
We have idiot-proof zip ties on the website. If you like what we're doing, if you can tell that we're putting in some more effort, if you can tell that I'm sleep deprived, it is because we are trying to take all of this and all of that to the next level. We cannot do it without your guys' help. That is the end of my merch plug. Thank you for listening. At the end of the video, go to thegarageidiots.com. I love you.
That's all it was! One wire.
Oh, is it?
That was wrapped up.
So that hole for an O2 sensor was the exhaust leak, just so you guys are aware. Correct manifold gasket on, O2 bung welded shut, putting back on, not even on the I'm gonna tighten you down sequence, just snugging everything up evenly. And this bolt said adios, and I have tried the traditional methods of the easy outs and such whats, and that's not happening. So teachable moment here. I'm going to show you hopefully how to do this. It's like this thing does not want to be driven. I don't understand what it knows the abuse that is about to happen. So let me pop this off. I'll show you how to do this. That's what we're dealing with right there. It's actually not as far in as I thought, so that's cool. So head's aluminum. We're going to hold the nut over that, weld the nut to that. The steel weld will not stick to the aluminum, and then in theory we can then back it out. Come on. I don't think this one's gonna hit. Feels like it's going sideways. Oh my gosh, we got it. Round 17. That's 4 cylinders. That actually didn't sound too bad. This should sound incredible. Round 18.
Found it.
The silver thing?
Yeah,
Is that actually it?
I think so.
All right, what did we just discover?
Your hydraulic lines for your clutch
We can't say on YouTube, Andrew.
are not happy and leaking everywhere.
So right there-ish is a pinhole, and so when we were bleeding it, fluid was shooting out of the line. It is an internal slave, so instead of taking the motor out, we're going to take the entire back of the car off and replace all of that, which is really dumb. Would you like a light, good sir?
No, this little impact gives me enough.
Okay, you do you.
Clear passenger.
Yeah.
Dennis, are you looking up there?
I can see anything.
Alright, rear one. Unless you just want to leave it like this. Hold. Hey, Dennis, you can get the wiring.
Hey, that's why we didn't get it. What's your hand in you?
Evo blew up on the dyno.
Yeah. That's why you were so good at this and you're so quick to just jump in.
No.
Because you're already used to.
I'm decent at this. Removing bolts and putting them back isn't hard.
Yeah, so your whole slave is your throwout bearing at the same time.
Right.
When you pull it off, there should be shims in there. It has to be shimmed.
So put it back together the way I take it apart.
Possibly. The new one might be a little bit different.
Okay.
Are you trying to get back in the night?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's order.
I've been up with a child since 4:30. Today is not the day for this to. Dad life. Let me tell you how this was supposed to go, because I literally had this plan. What we were gonna do was bleed the new brake lines from finishing lines, bleed the clutch, put it on the ground, double check everything that we have touched, because you know there's room for error in that regard. And then I had this rehearsed. I was gonna look at you guys and I was gonna say, well, what should we do now? Real monotone and boring, you know, and then just hard cut to the Jeep doing a burnout all the way up the frontage road of the shop, and it was gonna be an epic ending. But instead, we have a hole in the clutch line, which I try to be a glass half full kind of guy, and this may be that situation where everything happened for a reason. If I didn't have to take that manifold off 20 times, I didn't have to break that bolt off, I didn't have to weld a nut to the bolt to extract it, and I didn't put welding slag on the line, which I think is what caused it to leak, we would not have discovered that we did not put shims behind the slave cylinder, because the monster clutch kit did not come with shims, because you have to measure and then get specific shims to fit your needs. We didn't know none of that, so we didn't do it. I don't know if that would have caused harm to the clutch or the transmission if we didn't do that, but for the sake of glass half full, let's pretend that if we didn't put shims in there, it was gonna cause a lot more damage than what it would have otherwise. And so therefore, all of this led up to me saving money, even though I have to spend more money now. With that being said, we'll probably get all this buttoned up and thrown back in and make sure it drives right. And then instead of just doing a quick tune and a burnout, we'll go up to PFI, get it tuned, make sure everything's hokey dokey, and then come back and do a burnout and do some actual driving, and it'll be a lot more exciting. Thank you guys for watching. I'm very sorry we did not get to drive it, but it sounds absolutely delicious. I'd start it for you now, but fuel lines are on the ground because there's an entire tube of nothing on the ground that converts horsepower to the back tires, and so I can't start it again for you. Sounds delicious. Everything else I think is in order, minus an extremely crucial component that allows the car to drive. With that being said, we'll see you next time.